All right, so on to our next conversation now. We're talking about getting stable power in Nigeria. And let's find out what our participants, as private sector participants, can do about getting us stable power, because power has not been great for a couple of days now and weeks now. Peter Ikenga joins me now, MD, Transcorp Power PLC. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes, nice good morning. Yeah, so finally, definitely you got listed, recently you've gone public, at this time. Talk to me about how this feels, for you as a company, and what we can expect.
So this is truly an exciting time for us at Transcorp Power. We got listed on Monday on the main board of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. We came in at the market capitalization valuation of 1.8 trillion. We immediately got embraced by the market. On the first day of listing, within 10 minutes, we had seen a capital appreciation of 10%. We sustained our performance yesterday, additional 10% yesterday. So truly it's exciting for us. Transcorp Power acquired Ughelli Power Plant in 2013, and on 1st of November marked our 10 years anniversary, first decade of impact. Now we're writing the history for the next decade, and the listing is a good way to segue into our future.
Quite an interesting one. But at the end of the day, I'm sure Nigerians are quite curious, about this time, because we want stable power supply, and we know definitely that the government has done what it can at this time, and we're now looking towards the private sector. How much can the private sector contribute to actually make this a reality? Because we want to be a producer nation, and we can't do that without stable power.
Yeah, indeed. So I think it takes a village to raise a child. And so collaboration between government and private sector is the way to go, which is how things are going. So you recall that just last year, the president signed the Electricity Act into law. And this has opened up the sector for broader participation. So it's an exciting time for us. So for us at Transcorp Power, we see opportunity now with the liberalization of the electricity sector. We're making investment plans to maximize the capacity in our existing plant in Ughelli. We have plans around expanding our capacity, going into renewables, targeting the underserved population. Electricity penetration in Nigeria is about 50–60%, so there's still an underserved population. So we see opportunity in those areas as well. Right. And of course, the conversation around renewables, hydro, and all of that. So you're going to see increased investment. We're going to see increased collaboration right now, because now we can directly, sell power directly to the discos. So it makes it easy and easier to manage the value chain from generation all the way to distribution.
All right, let's look at some data from the MBS now. Looking at electricity supply, in Nigeria, we see in the third quarter of 2023, what about 5,731 gigawatt hour? That was what was supplied in the third quarter of 2023. If you can put up that data. The second quarter of 2023, 5,909. Then Q3 2022, we see was much lower there, 5,023. Talking about electricity supply, in Nigeria, we got that data from the MBS. That's the last one. We see estimated customers, third quarter, 6.03 million. Those are the ones still on estimated billing, at this time. Second quarter, 6 million. So we see that number actually, increasing. But, talk to me about, the growth strategy now for, Transcorp Power. How do you intend to take this number from about 5,000 gigawatts hour even higher?
So I think one is improved collaboration across the entire value chain, working with the discos to ensure that consumers actually do receive power when we generate in the grid. The next bit is around capacity. It's continue to grow the capacity. Historically, there's been challenges around collection within the sector, and all of that is improving now. And so we are at the crossroads whereby we see that things are going to improve for the better. The numbers are looking better. There's still some required investment, especially around gas supply within the sector, especially for thermal plants. It remains a big challenge. But beyond all of that, there's opportunity now because of the way the sector is going to be liberalized. And there are creative ways in which we can get power to consumers in a very creative manner, to ensure that we have sustained supply of power to critical sectors of the economy, because you require power to transform our economy. and to get Nigeria back to where it needs to be.
All right, talk to me about your expectations now. You know, what kind of impact you'd have, you know, on power generation in Nigeria, and give us some, paint a picture of the timeline we can, you know, look forward to.
So today, Transcorp Power has an installed capacity of 972 megawatts. We currently have 7% of the installed capacity in the country, but we actually do generate about 10% of all the electricity in the grid. So we're already contributing more than our fair share. We're going to continue to improve that performance. We're going to sustain our growth within the market. We want to be a dominant player in the market, ultimately. So I think for us is increase in investment. We also a member of the West Africa Power Pool, so we actually do cross-border sales of electricity across the border as well. So there's opportunity for us to actually expand even beyond the shores of Nigeria. We currently export power to the West ECOWAS region at the moment, so we continue to deepen our play. You know, there's collaboration, possible collaboration with states, conversations around hydroelectricity and, you know, other forms of renewables. So I think for us, it's truly an exciting time. And once we get there, we'll be here to share our story.
And I'm sure, you know, some investors will be excited, you know, with this new listing. But talk to me about how you're going to make investors even more excited going forward.
Oh, yeah. So I think for investors, I mean, this is an exciting time. So you have to look at our track record. So over the last 5 years, we've consistently grown our revenue, compounded annual growth rate of about 20%. You know, our profit before tax has grown consistently over the last 5 years as well. So you're going to see a sustained performance, sustaining our growth trajectory. In a couple of weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, we'll be releasing our audited financial statements for 2023. And I can just say that beautiful, great numbers. So I think investors will see a company that truly has a transformation story. We took over a plant that had a generation of 160 megawatts in 2013. Within a span of 4 years, we made strategic investments in that asset, recovered capacity, took it over 700 megawatts generation. So it's truly a story of transformation, and that performance is going to be sustained. And who other than now to invest in Transcorp Power? Right. Yes.
And we're definitely hoping for one day Nigeria, we can boast of 24-hour power, you know, going forward, and we can, you know, get our industries roaring again. Thank you so much. That's the goal. Thank you so much for coming on. That's Mr. Peter Ikenga, MD, Transcorp Power PLC. It was great having you today.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah, there you have it, and that's how the markets are looking today. We're definitely looking out for, you know, how most of the markets we track here close in Nigeria for the midweek trading session. So that's the show today. Thank you so much for watching. I now hand things over to our Sunrise Daily team.